We're back. Did you guys miss us? How you doing, Mama?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I tell you what, we had a very active past month that we didn't record anything, and Mom is doing much better. She gave me a scare. She was having an acute GERD attack, and which that turns into some other issues, weakness, dehydration. So sometimes I just, she can make it through it and I won't worry about it. But this last time, on May 5th, I think is when we recorded. And then on that Wednesday, I took her to the ER because she was dehydrated, achy and hurt all over. And her gut was hurting her real bad.
I was going to say my stomach really bothered me. I remember that.
I wanted them to do a chest x-ray and the CT and everything. So turns out she had the pain in her stomach was from gas, and we were able to give her some Milax, and that helped with that. However, she was still achy, and even after she had the fluids, she did feel better after she had the fluids, but she was still in pretty bad shape, just as far as she was very weak. And when she does get weakness from those acute GERD attacks, because they wear her down, because she coughs constantly. And then there's other things that happen after that, And that next Sunday, I came over, and that was Mother's Day. That evening, we sat and we watched television and ate popcorn. And then she went to bed. I went home, and I had a terrible night. I felt very, very hot and achy and had a headache. And I tested the next morning, and I was positive for COVID. So I told Amanda, I called that next day, that Monday, and I told her I was positive. So she went and got 2 tests and come back, and Mom and her both were positive. So Amanda had to go home, and they couldn't send anybody over. So it was just me and Mom, and I was really bad for 24 hours, and then just a headache for about a week after that. Or throughout the week, it was just me and Mom. A neighbor came over and helped out and helped put her to bed after I would leave. And it was a rough week, but towards the end of the week, we started walking. And I think that Thursday, we did maybe 3 laps. And then Friday, we tested negative. And we did like 23 laps.
Yeah, we did a whole bunch.
I know, we just kept on. It was, it was nice.
And we were talking.
We talked and talked and talked and talked. And it was really, really nice. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, that was great. The care coordinator for United Healthcare Indiana Pathways waiver came over. She observed Mom, trying to make her way to the bathroom and things. And of course, Mom gets nervous if she knows that she's being observed like that.
So then I couldn't do it.
So then she couldn't do it. But, it was around 3 or 4. She was here for a couple hours. We talked for a long time. She's really nice. Mom was able to get somebody to work in the evenings also. Put you to bed?
Well, put me to bed, it sounds
I'm
childish,
sorry.
But
okay. Well, they assist
me to get
ready
for bed, get myself ready for bed, and getting initially in the bed and make sure I've got everything I need with me, my water, and they just make sure I've got everything what I need to have when I go to bed, and
yeah. So
even turn on the TV for me and stuff because I don't go right to sleep.
So they tuck you in.
They tuck me in. I guess that's the best way to put it. They really do tuck me in.
Okay, so they put you to bed.
Okay.
Okay. We know they're not sitting there, reading
Twiddling
you a bedtime story and
they're not reading to me or anything.
Combing your hair, anything like that. We know that you're, almost 80. You're grown, but you just need some assistance getting to bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure I have all my
Let's
stuff.
make that clear. She's grown. She can put herself to bed, but it's nice to have somebody there to watch out for her.
Yeah.
You got that?
Yeah.
She's going to be a badass to the end. I mean, you might as well just forget about it. She's, I don't need nobody's help, but it's nice that I have it. So there.
There.
All three caregivers that Mom has are, they're really great girls. We have Amanda, who we've had since February 20th at 9 a.m. When she came in that morning, man, she hit the ground running, and she has been wonderful ever since then. She's just become part of the family, and we love her to death, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
And she dresses Mom up, and she's just a doll baby, and she's just been wonderful. And then we have Crystal. Crystal comes in the evenings now. She's the full-time second shifter. And then we have Jessica is your Sunday gal. And because Crystal's on Saturdays. So yeah, Jessica does the Sundays. And these girls are all compassionate, empathetic. We trust them. They're trustworthy. I used to have cameras in the apartment when Mom was here by herself, just to help her get around when she got lost. And if she misplaced her phone or her remote or something like that, I could actually look on the cameras and find it for her and direct her into that area. So I don't have to have cameras here with these girls. These girls, I trust these girls. But she doesn't have anything negative ever to say about any of them and their work habits. And she's tickled to death to have somebody here all the time. So
yeah, Amanda dresses me up too. She likes to dress me up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she had to put you in a really pretty dress the other day and put it on Facebook. So it was gorgeous and got all kinds of great compliments, and it was really nice. She looked so pretty.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, like you don't believe me?
Uh-huh.
You believe me? Okay,
yeah,
good.
I believe you.
All right. I don't know. He just kind of, thank you. Almost like he was mad about it. Like I'm pretty every day. Not just that day. Thank you anyway. Thanks a bunch. Gosh. Save my compliments for somebody that appreciates it.
I appreciate it.
Okay, all right. Let's not fight.
I appreciate it.
Through her United Healthcare card, the U card, anybody that has the Medicare Advantage plan with United Healthcare, one of the benefits is that she can go to the Y for free once a day with a helper. Amanda and Mom have gone like once, and I think Crystal went
twice.
Twice?
Didn't we?
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. So Crystal took you once.
Yeah.
And Amanda took you twice.
And we're going tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they're going tomorrow, she said. So, yes, so that's going to be wonderful. They go swimming. And then
Amanda's going to teach me how to swim.
Oh, gosh.
I can dog paddle, but I'm not a
you've
good
always
swimmer.
dog paddled. And with her head above water with her sunglasses on. So I remember that. When we were in Hawaii and the waves would be coming up and you'd be like, oh. Just dog paddling. And I'm like, ah! Come on! All that pressure off of her spine because she has degenerative spine disease. So it's much better. Better on your joints if you can swim. I like that. I had a little pool I put in the back at our old house. Really, because it was a really shallow pool. And I just wanted her to get out there and float and just kind of move her arms around. But she would just sit in it. And so I put...
I did too.
Yeah, but it was nice just to sit out there. And I put a heater on it.
Mm-hmm.
I made that little... used a pump with I painted a hose black. And the sun heated it. It's like a little solar heater. It got hot. It was almost like a hot tub. Yeah, but we don't like... We're cold-natured, so we want the water to be warm. Is it warm over there at the Y?
No.
No? Okay.
But it's not that bad.
There's a cold one and a hot one. You haven't done the hot one yet.
Oh, there's a cold one and a hot one.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's nice.
That's a therapy pool. That's the warm one, right?
Can you get in a therapy pool too?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the one I would be in.
That's what Kat said. Kat was like, she probably needs to get in the warm one.
Yeah. When I go scuba diving, I always like to pee in my suit first before I got in the water because it was warm. Okay.
Yeah, let's leave that one off.
You want to leave that off?
Yeah.
I'm the one peeing in my suit, not you. I embarrass you. Well, I'll just leave that out.
Okay, I think that's a good
Okay,
idea.
I will.
Yeah, leave that off.
I asked her how her physical therapy was doing, how she was doing with that, because before our last episode, she had just started doing it, and they were being real gentle.
And they're still gentle.
And they're still gentle.
Not as they did more, this time.
Yeah.
But it was still gentle.
Yeah. So what do you want them to do to you?
Well,
I mean,
no, I don't know. Just what they're doing, I guess.
Contortionist and
no, just what they're doing, I
ankles
guess.
behind your head and do the splits like you used to be able to do.
No, we don't do none of that.
So they're basically just
they're doing their job. I'll have to say they're doing their job.
Yeah, I've heard great things about them over there. So
yeah, they do their job.
They're moving your legs and joints around in ways that you don't. Yeah, but you feel like it's helping your back and your leg, your groin.
Well, I've not been doing it long enough. It's helping. Yeah, I think it helps a bit. Yeah,
she's staying healthy, and as best we can keep her. I make sure that we all take our temperature before we come in and talk too much. I keep a thermometer, ear thermometer right here, and everybody that comes in, the caregivers in the morning, are supposed to take their temperature. I've got masks outside in her outside little mailbox that people, especially if they're haven't been here, aren't helpers, or like for them to put a mask on before they come in and then take their temperature. Even the care coordinator took her temperature herself after she figured out how to do it. It was kind of funny. She was rubbing it on her forehead, and then she tried to stick it in her ear without taking the cap off of it. It was funny. She's a funny lady. So, we've got everybody doing that because we don't want to get the COVID again. We do keep we keep up on our boosters. I mean, Mom's had every booster that she can get, so I think that's helped a bunch. Shots, get your flu shots, because it can just you may not die from getting the COVID or the flu, but you may die from complications of having those. My aunt, I was talking to my cousin-in-law Charlotte, and she said that my aunt basically died from complications of COVID, from just being so weak from COVID. 2 weeks prior to that, and she just could not get better. Really serious about keeping Mom safe, because I don't want her to wind up in the hospital. I don't want her to wind up getting, pneumonia.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot better as far as my mental health since I've got
the evening help.
Both my health.
Yeah, it's been really helpful because I don't have to worry about her, and I know that she's happy, and I don't have to worry about these girls over here, you tripping her or, hitting her or doing anything mean to her, or, feeding her.
I might bite them.
You might bite them. That's a good idea. Yeah, they're afraid of being bit. That's right. Got to keep the fear in them, Mama.
Or if I can find them, punch them.
Yeah. Give them a little patty.
That never happened to you, right, man?
Yes.
Yeah. She says, I know.
The best.
No.
She don't need no tune-up.
No, she don't need a tune-up.
So we are going to do a new segment called Coping with Psychosis and Personality Disorders. I want to focus more on that, and I want us to try to understand each other's behaviors. And if you can understand someone's behavior, then you know how to have a relationship with them, or not to have a relationship with them. So it's important to understand why people do what they do, and especially if you feel like it's hurting you, because sometimes you just have to, separate yourself from it, and for their sake too. But psychosis is something that I've been reading about more and more, and not that we have to have any kind of diagnosis, but there are people that have been I guess, misdiagnosed with dementia, and it's really psychosis. Because if you read those, right together, and you didn't know which one was which, they could be very, very similar, especially when someone is older. So
yes, personalities is a real hard thing too. Everyone is so different, and you change with time and education, and
right,
you
exactly,
change
yeah.
with so.
And you're willing to change,
and
you're willing to
I
understand.
am very willing to change.
We have with the women that we're going to interview, we have a lot of years of experience in how we've navigated our lives, and we've survived people have survived us, and we would like to help other people survive other people and themselves. And I think that especially what Mom's saying is that if you have that capability of changing your personality before you get set in that personality, because if that personality works for you and it has all your life with how you've been treating people, then you're not going to change it. And if you've been if that's been your personality, and that personality causes you to lie and continue to lie to get what you want, and then why change it? Look at Donald Trump. I mean, he is, there's just a little difference between having that personality, that narcissistic personality disorder, and being a narcissistic psychopath. What?
I don't think you should be saying a lot about
Oh, I don't care.
Trump and stuff. That may get you in some trouble.
Huh?
I'll go to Joe.
Oh, yeah. I want him, come for me. I'm in it. I'm right here. You want, along with the Cubans and the Mexicans and the people who've been here for 20 years, and he's shipping them off to, other countries.
And they're from here.
My people have been here
country.
longer than yours, Trump. Yeah. Try kicking me out. I dare you. I don't care. If we let them cower us into not speaking out, and which is what they're doing, then they will win, and we won't have any rights. I have a First Amendment right to say what I'm saying here today, and I'm going to continue to speak up and speak out, and I will do it until I can't talk anymore. And I might mow my grass in a Kevlar vest and helmet. That doesn't mean I'm afraid. That just means I'm smart. But you can't change things by cowering down. You cannot stand up to dictators or people that want to control you by, being scared. That's not what we do. That's not what me and Mom do. No. So my own arsenal at home. So, and we'll take care of ourselves. But yeah, this is moving into a different segment, and we will be, I will be outspoken, and the girls can say what they want to say. I can't wait to get our other segment going, and get my Aunt Millie here and interview her. I think she's gonna make you laugh, and she's a trip, and she's honest about her problems and dealing with them, and I'm honest about my problems and dealing with them, and I think that we can all be better if we want to be better, and you got to do the work to be better. You want to say anything else?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I agree. You can be a politician and still be empathetic. But some politicians, like Joni Ernst, she's a senator from Iowa, who made a comment during a town hall when she was talking about how some people were going to be taken off of Medicaid, and someone in the audience yelled out, "But people will die." That's true, okay? And maybe she should have said something different other than, "Well, we're all going to die." Oh, we all know that we're not getting out of this alive. But can we try to have some empathy for other people and try to help them live a better, healthy life for them and their families. I mean,
for what time they're left.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't given up on my mom this whole time, and I didn't give up on my dad either, and my dad he was in really bad shape there at the end and wanted me to help him die. And, what do you do with that? You've got to try to have some empathy for these people and their families. But, she doubled down on saying that it was the audience's fault because they didn't understand that they might die someday.
Everybody should know they're going to die. I mean, that's not even common sense. I mean, that is common sense. It's,
yeah, well, she was being
natural.
sarcastic. She was being sarcastic for what she said, and she was being mean at the town hall. And that's the new thing now for certain politicians to be, assholes and just to say mean things because they think that is going to get them ratings and it's going to get them reelected. I mean,
it's not.
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't. And we should be seeing that now. And I think the country is, because more and more of Americans are understanding that this isn't the way we want to live. This isn't the government that we want, and we want it to change. I just wish that people would educate themselves more. And why bring up personalities? Because I think that what turned me on to that was reading Dr. Fauci's book, On Call, was his relationship with our now president, Donald Trump. It was very confusing for Fauci because he was always, everything, all his relationships have been about the same, very steady, even kill. And but his relationship with Trump was different because Trump would tell him, I love you, Anthony, I love you, and but you've got to, you got to stop talking about COVID being bad. Look at the stock market, look what's going on. And that kind of behavior was really hard for Dr. Fauci to understand, and it got so bad that he actually saw his in-house psychiatrist about it to understand why one minute, I love you and I love you not, so it is this behavior that is contradicting to people. And I think that there's a lot of people out there that are easily controlled by certain behaviors. And I think it's important to understand those behaviors, because I don't think that it's so much the politics and what people, I can't imagine that people, believe certain things just because of legislation. I think that there's so many people out there, and we've seen it happen, especially with, social media. Social media is a new tabloid, and people believe what they want to believe. And it's easy to do that because, it kind of gives your, lets endorphins off in your brain, and you're like, oh, this feels good. I love thinking that there's, these aliens out in New Mexico, and
they're not.
No, they're not. I'm sorry. Or Sasquatch. Sasquatch. He's not, Mom. I'm telling you. My Uncle Danny, I thought he was Sasquatch because he was so big and
big
beard.
black beard.
Yeah, I always thought he was so big. Of course, I was real little. Swore he was Sasquatch. I think I wanted him. See, I wanted him to be Sasquatch. It's all in your brain.
That was my sister's husband.
So again, On Call: A Doctor's Journey in Public Service, written by Anthony Fauci. Thanks for watching, and see you at the next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.